Benny is kind of the guy with JoJo and Boom gone. How have you seen him adapt to that new role, or is it much different?
Well, he's running with the ones right now. I wouldn't say he's the guy. Let's not use those words. He's got a lot of work to do. We need to make sure when you are considered that guy, there's a lot of responsibility with that. Right now, after 2 practices, he's doing really well and he's taking that responsibility well. But Saeem King is, he really had a tough deal last year with all the running backs that we had, and he had to sit out. And this is his time, and you can tell he's got a lot more energy and he's explosive, and I'm excited to see him. To try to compete for that job. They all should.
Where does AJ sort of fit in that?
The next guy, he's competing too. He's trying to get Benny's job. And that's the great thing about it, because we've got competition. And I think that's what made us so good there at that position last year, because guys had to compete every day to get on the field. When you have that happening, then you've got a chance to be good.
Did you have to say anything special to Saheem throughout the season last year to keep him engaged?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All the time, every week. It was hard. It's the hardest thing as a coach. It's the hardest thing as a player that wants to compete and wants to play. And we always talk about being humble and having the humility, and, it's tough. But he's going to learn a lot from that later on in life, because he's going to get a chance right now. Now you got to produce. But, it was a hard deal for that kid, because you know what? He's well-liked by our team, and so they were rooting for him too. The scat back type, yeah. I don't know if he's got that that explosion all the way down the field, but for the first 20 yards, he sure does. He's got great hands. He really does a good job being a receiver out of the backfield.
With the personnel that you lost out of your offensive backfield, guys like JoJo that had great ball security, toughness, really kind of guy, who can keep him in the part of the field, and the offensive line. Where do you see your offensive team, say red zone offensive running?
I don't think that's going to change much in terms of the red zone. We were pretty decent down there. You still got to get better, and with our personnel, has it changed? We had it's like I told him the other day, Boom and JoJo are gone, and that's somewhere around 1,600 yards. You lost Jeff Badette, and I don't know how many yards per catch he had and what yardage it was, but there's no excuse there. We lost John Toth. There's no excuse. We've got backs that have to get that 1,600 yards we lost. We have receivers that have to make up for what that is, and they're there. It's our job to coach them. I've got to get 1,600 yards out of 2 more backs. If it's 3, I got to get out of 3. Coach Schlarman is prepared. We know we don't have John Toth. He was like a quarterback, He was unbelievable, the stuff he got us in and out. But, Bunchy's out there today. He's doing an unbelievable job. We're getting 2 other guys right behind him ready to do it. There are no excuses. We lost some guys. There's some dudes gone. We got to move forward.
To solidify the center spot of sort of going into the fall, to have sort of a natural leader on that line, or will it be a competition?
It's a competition. Everything's a competition. Everything. You have to compete for a job. If we don't have guys competing, then you've got no chance. And I think that's where this program is now. I think everybody is. They're having to compete. If you want to play, you got to compete.
What do you like about Bunchy?
He's athletic. He's really athletic. He's smart. He gets it. We got to get him going a little bit faster. He wants everything to be right and perfect, but that'll come with time. But I love what he's doing. He competes. He's passionate. And, he's got big shoes to fill, and I think that's important to him.
How was this spring different for you than maybe last year when it was all new for everybody?
Night and day. We are so far ahead right now. It is so much fun. Coaching technique, coaching the fundamentals, and that's a cliche, and it's what everybody talks about. But last year I was coaching to try to get guys lined up. I was coaching just to get a playoff. Right now they know where to go, what to do. They're playing fast, and now I can coach the little techniques. Every coach can, and that's what makes it when you're in a system for the second year in a row. And then when we've been able to put new things in, as we went out and studied and we got new stuff, now it's not so crazy for them, We can put that stuff in and not fall behind.
Talk about the quarterbacks. One, how has Stephen grown and changed in the offseason? Two, the obvious, should we not expect anything from Drew just because of what he's dealing with?
Yeah, let's start with Stephen. Just right now, watching him, faster decisions, ball out, check downs, seeing the rotation quicker, and the defense hasn't done a lot yet in 2 days, but it's a lot better, a lot better. You can just see it happening. This time, I mean, I bet we had, I mean, I can't tell you how many just balls on the ground, just not knowing where to go, and now it's a lot better, With Drew, I don't know. I think it's a day-to-day, week-to-week deal. I don't know how much he's going to get out of the spring. I think we'll know a lot more when we come back after the 10 days, whether or not he's going to get in there. And Gunner is progressing. He's today made a lot of really good decisions. We had some stuff in protection that where he's got to look hot for some things, and we missed a couple. We got a couple, but I do like where he's going. He looks like he's had gotten better, and what it really looks like he's gotten more confident. You can just see him, his face, everything about it, his body language, and that's exciting. And Luke Wright is in there battling, and so is Danny. As a true freshman in there with the bullets flying, it's crazy. But I'll know this: he's up there every day. He's, those guys are up there, especially those quarterbacks, because they've got to know this whole thing. So they're battling. Say it again. I'm sorry.
With Jeff gone, are there any receivers in particular that you're kind of looking at to step up?
Every one of them. Every one of them. They have to. They've got a great opportunity. You know what I mean? We had some yards per kid, but there's no reason why Taven Richardson and K'Wan Ross. I mean, we got to get some production. They got to earn their scholarship. It's time. They got to quit eating free food, and But part of that too is we got to get them in. I should have gotten some of those guys in last year when I didn't, and I apologize to those guys because there were some things that I let go and I shouldn't have. But you're going to practice. You're going to practice hard. You're going to practice our standards, Coach Stoops' standards. And when you don't do that, you don't play. Period. The end. And so these guys are going to be competing, and I can't wait. I can see it already in 2 days how excited they are. Again, I'm going to go back to this because I think it's so important up front. He's smart. He's athletic. He's never on the ground, and that's huge. But he can get us into the right protections, understands the calls, and so that's really good at that position because he is the quarterback.
Very good.
Thank you all.